Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back. What I have here today is a Yamaha DDL3 digital delay line by Yamaha. This is 1980s gear, and no, it's not for your guitar. It's not guitar rack gear or anything like that. This is designed for alignment of multi-speaker sound systems. It's got a high performance delay with onboard equalizer designed for commercial applications such as live performances and that type of thing. The delay on here goes up to 1.3 seconds in 20 microsecond intervals. Okay, so what is this used for? What's the purpose of this? Well, this is useful when speakers are placed at different distances from the audience or from each other. So basically, you adjust the delay to ensure that the sound from all the speakers arrives at the same time. This prevents phase issues, and it provides a better sound experience for the listener. It's got a delay, phase adjustment, equalizer, and attenuation. So the delay on here can be set with respect to time, right? Microseconds, okay, or with respect to distance, physical distance. Like for example, when you set the delay in feet, you're basically compensating for the time it takes for the sound to travel a certain distance, right? So if you have a speaker and one speaker is, say, farther away from the listener than another speaker, you can introduce a delay to ensure that the sound from both speakers reaches the listener at the same time. So it's got a subsonic filter also, so it'll attenuate anything below 20 hertz. It's got two modes of operation, and it says right here on top, here's mode one, delay and parametric equalizer mode, and then mode two is a crossover mode. So if you look at the top, it basically shows you how it works. So when you're in delay and parametric equalizer mode, you have your one input. Okay, this thing only has one input and three outputs, right? And it goes through all of your input here, your preemphasis filter, your analog to digital converter, blah blah blah, and then your delays and your phase attenuation, your subsonic filter, parametric equalizer, and then back to your digital to analog conversion and your low pass filter and de-emphasis filter, right? And you can see how everything goes through the same path, right? But in crossover mode, you have each section has a different range of frequencies. Like you have your low frequencies here, for example, your mid here, and your high here. Okay, and here it shows you how you have a. This is for a three-way. For a two-way plus subwoofer, it shows you that flow over here, how that would work. Okay, so yeah, that's pretty cool. All right, so let's look at the front. Here's your power. Here's your meters, your input meter, and your three outputs. Okay, and this is your LCD display. Your cursor, you can go up and down, left and right to adjust the parameters on your display. Delay, attenuation, and phase, equalizer, uh, channel 1, channel 2, and channel 3 for low, mid, and high when you're in crossover mode. Okay, your memory, recall, and storage, utility for setting up the unit, and then delay bypass to bypass the delay. And then you have an input level here for your input. All right, let's take a look at the back. Okay, there's your one input right there, and your three outputs for channel 1, 2, and 3. They're all balanced XLR mono. Okay, here's your mode selection right here. You can go into crossover mode or parametric equalizer mode. Your protection mode, your MIDI input and out, and then for remote, you have this connector here, which I don't have. All right, so I'm not exactly sure what's wrong with this. I don't know if it's working. I think it's working, and there's a problem with the buttons or something like that, or it may be that it's not even working. I don't know. So let me get my stuff set up here, and we'll test it, see if it works, and take a look inside and see what's going on. All right, so here is the inside of the unit, and we got the input coming in here. and it goes through some buffering, pre-emphasis filter. The pre-emphasis filter is just, it raises the high frequencies before it gets processed. Okay, so it goes through that, comes in here, goes here to the input level potentiometer, which is this right here. Okay, so you can adjust your input level. Goes into the analog to digital converter, which is this right here. Okay, and then from here it comes out and splits into 3 channels. Okay, and these are your 3 outputs. And here are the relays for the outputs, and it goes gets split up into 3. It goes into the shift registers. These are the 3 Burr Brown digital to analog converters, and they are the PC61P. Okay, and goes back through the de-emphasis filter to get rid of the highs. Okay, that it put in when it was coming in, and then goes through some more filtering and gets sent to the outputs. Okay. Uh, this unit has a battery. Okay. Here's your EEPROM. Okay. And this is your static RAM. That's the purpose of this battery, is so when you turn off the unit, the static RAM gets its power from the battery and retains its contents. Okay. All right. And here you got your other digital logic, your processor, and everything else. Um, let's take a look at the power supply. These units have issues with power supplies. All these 1980 Yamaha gear. Okay, this one, the SPX90, they all use the same power supply, and they all have issues where the power supplies overheat. Okay, so let's take a close look at the power supply. All right, here is the power supply, and you can see what I mean about this overheating. You see the board is scorched right here. It's black, it got really hot, and usually what happens is these things get so hot that these capacitors start to leak. But it looks like these have been replaced, and this one also has been replaced, it looks like, because you can see the silk screen is back here and the capacitor has been shifted that way. Okay, so maybe they put a smaller one, smaller size one in there when they replaced it. I don't know. But it does have a number on top, 9748. So this is from the 48th week of 1997. So this unit is from 1989. So this was replaced around 10 years later. And that's probably when they replaced these also. Okay. All right. So let's take a look at this. See here, they use this glue that I don't like. And there's a diode in here. This glue winds up eating away the leads of the components that it's on over time, and it becomes conductive. And if you look here, you see how some of these components have white on the board, like right here and right here and right here. It's been discolored. I think what happened is some of that glue was probably there, and when they replaced the capacitors, they scraped off the glue. Most likely, that's what happened. Yeah. Other than that, all these Yamaha power supplies from the 1980s suffer from overheating, and capacitors wind up going bad. Uh, Now these have the 5-volt rail right here for your digital, and then the 18 plus and minus 18 right here. And the 5-volt rail can be adjusted with this variable resistor here. So again, all of the Yamaha 1980s power supplies are the same way. I have an SPX90. I'll crack it open so we can compare them. It's got the pretty much the same power supply in there also. So anyway, let's plug it in and measure the power and see if it works. All right, guys, I pulled out my SPX90 so we can compare the power supplies. And let's take a look here. Now you can see they're pretty much the same, okay? Not exactly the same, but this one is a little newer than this one, a couple years. But if you look closely here on this one, you can see that this capacitor has leaked. And then so has this one. And look at the corrosion on this diode. That's from the electrolyte. And eventually it's going to eat that lead away. It probably already has. And then you got this stupid glue that they use here, okay, all over the place. And that's got to be removed. And You see right here how it overheats here, okay? It's just not a good design, but they're pretty much the same. You got your 18 plus or minus 18 volts, your positive 5 volts, and your 5-volt adjustment, just like you have here. They're pretty much the same power supply, but these capacitors are, they go bad. They need to be replaced on here. All right, the other thing is these capacitors that come with this power supply are 85 degree, rated for 85 degrees. They should be higher than that. They should be 105 degrees Celsius because this gets hot. That's part of the problem. And when they replaced these here, they put 105 degrees Celsius capacitors in there. So that was good that they did that. So this should last for a while. So yeah, this I actually plugged this in before I opened it, and it doesn't work anymore. So it was working, but now I haven't used it in a while, and it doesn't work. So this SPX90 will likely be another video. So, but let's get back to this one now. All right, I've got it plugged in, and let's see if it powers on. Hey. Oh, I heard the relays click. It's on. Okay. So let's take some voltages. All right, guys, let's start by measuring this 5-volt rail. 5.09, so that's good. Okay, let's check this negative 18. It's kind of going up and down, but should be all right. And let's check the positive 18. That's perfect. So the negative 18 is kind of has kind of a ripple on it, but the positive 18 is good. Okay. Now over here, those 18-volt rails get converted to 15 volts plus or minus right here with these two regulators. So let's check that really quick. It should be 15 volts. Let's see if I can get in there without shorting anything. 15.6, okay, that's good. And then this one should be negative. Let's see if I can get it in there. Negative 15.3. Perfect. So the voltages are good. Let's see if this thing works. Let's push some buttons on the front panel. All right, guys, I've got my microphone, my SM57, going into the input. Okay, it's a XLR XLR balanced, and then I've got coming out of output number 1 going into my Laney, so that is going to be unbalanced because it's XLR balanced going into an unbalanced, so it's unbalanced basically. So we might get a little noise, but what are you gonna do? I don't have the necessary stuff to test this, so I was told that it works, and these buttons are what's not working. So okay, so I'm gonna turn it on. Okay, testing 1 2. Let's turn it up a little. Testing 1 2. Okay, it's working. Delay bypass. Delay bypass. Delay bypass. Okay, now I hear the delay. All right, so we can bypass the delay by pushing this. That bypasses the delay. That's working. Delay is back on. Okay. Let's see if we can modify the delay. Yeah, this button is not working. Okay, this one works. Testing 1 2. And can we change something here? These do not appear to be working. Oh, this one works. Okay, the down works. The up works. This doesn't work. And that doesn't work. Okay, and this stopped working. Okay, the delay button doesn't work. Now it worked. Okay, Let me lower this. Okay, the delay button, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. The attenuation phase doesn't work. Equalizer doesn't work. Let's see if this... Yeah, this one seems to be working here. See, the memory's moving up and down. Okay. Utility. And now it went on. So that's iffy also. All right, so basically I have to change all the buttons. All right, so unfortunately I cannot test the crossover mode because I don't have what I need to do that. But I was told that it works and these buttons are what's not working, and that's what we saw just now. So I'm going to have to remove this front panel and test the buttons out of circuit, or remove the actual board and see if the buttons have continuity. So let's do that now. All right, so here's the front without the cover, okay? And these are some tiny buttons. They are like 6mm by 6mm uh, momentary buttons, okay? And I'm gonna have to take this board out and push the button and check for continuity on the back to see if they really are faulty. All right. Before we do that, let me plug this in and try to push these by hand and see if that works. Let's try that. All right, so I've got it plugged in. Let's turn it on. And let's see. Here's the delay button. Yeah, see, it's now it went on. Yeah, see, I'm pushing. It's not going on. Now it went on. So it goes on whenever it wants to. Okay. Let's see. The utility button. It's not going on. Oh, now it went on. The delay bypass works. Okay. Yeah, so these other buttons here, nothing. They don't even work. Oh, wait. It's because I had this on. Hold on. Shut this off. See, this doesn't want to go off now. There we go. Now let's see if we can get these other buttons to work. No. Okay, the delay sometimes works. These other ones, nothing. Okay. All right, so these are broken, but we're gonna remove this board and test them from the back. Okay, so let's do that right now. All right, let's take this board out. I think we just got to lift these tabs to get it out. So let's lift that up. Okay, this one, and there we go. All right, so all right, I'm going to remove this from the board, and we'll replace the switches. Okay, so we know these four are bad. We know these two need to be replaced, and this and that. So that's 10 switches, and I'm going to replace them with these little things here. Okay, and I only have 10, so I'm going to replace all these two, and then this and that. Okay, but let's turn this around and let's test them. Okay, let's see. Test for continuity here. Okay. All right, so here's the actual switch. I'm gonna hold it here while I push the button. Nothing. Doesn't work. Okay. Let's try this one. Doesn't work. Okay. Nope. That was this one. So all these have to be replaced. Let's see. These right here we're working. So let's try this. Yeah, that's good. And that's good. Okay, so I'm going to replace the ones that I know are bad. These 6, this one, that one, and these 2 right here. That's 10. That's all I have. These were all good. And then these 2 were good also. So, all right, let's do that. All right, guys, I got them out right here. And this thing here is falling apart. These black sticky stuff. It's a spacer for the switches. So I think I'm gonna get that out, and I'll have to find some kind of new spacer to put in there. So let me get that out. I'll put some alcohol on it to loosen it up. I cleaned up the board, and I got 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 switches that I took out. These and these are still good. Cleaned out the back, and all I have to do is put in the new switches and then replace those rubber pieces that I took out of here. Okay, with something else. I'll figure that out when I get to it. Okay, so let me put the new switches in. All right, guys, I got the switches in temporarily, and you can see the black ones are the ones that I replaced. Now these switches from the board to the top of the switch, it's 4.3 millimeters. Okay, that's what I replaced them with. However, these 2 here are 5 millimeters. I didn't have any more 4.3 millimeter height switches, so we'll see how they go. If they don't work, then I'll have to take them out and replace them. All right, so let's put some flux on this. Okay, let's solder them. Just gonna do one leg to start with, so it can hold them up. So I'm gonna solder one leg while I push from the bottom to hold it up. All right, now that I got one leg in, holding them up. Okay, so they're being held up so they don't fall. Now I'll just go around and solder the rest of them. I think we got them. Yep, I think that's good. All right, time to put it back together and try them out. Let's not forget to clean it up. All right, that should be good enough. All right, so I used some of this sticky foam that I had to put it between the switches, just like that black stuff was. Okay, now this is a little thicker, so we'll have to see how it works. Okay, so let me put everything back together and let's try it out. All right, guys, I put the face plate back in, screwed everything in, and let's see if it works. Let's see if the buttons work. Okay. All right. Delay. Let's try the delay. Yeah, no problem. Press it again. It goes to offset. That's fine. Press it again. Delay in milliseconds. Delay offset. Okay. Let me get closer here. Okay, that's working. Let's go back to channel 1. There you go. Let's see if these work. Okay, the cursor is on the 0. And now the cursor is on this 0. So that worked. And now it went back. Okay. This works. That works. Okay, that's good. Now let's see if we could switch channels. These 4 buttons were not working at all before. Oh, look at that. And let's try this. That worked. And that worked. Okay. Delay bypass, no problem. This changes that still. Okay. Yeah, I think we're good here. It's all working. All right. So that was the problem, the buttons. Okay, that's what I was told. And we just fixed them. So it's all good, folks. That's all good. I'm going to end the video here. And thanks for watching.